And go. You can mute yourself first.
There we go. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for getting on tonight, spending a little bit of time with us. We have a ton of information to share. We're all very excited. So we're going to jump right in. We're not going to waste any time. I am Amber Crow. For those of you who have not had the privilege of meeting yet, I am a presidential diamond with It Works. And I'm excited. We've got Miss Lachelle and Miss Rachel on tonight. And these two, for those of you that don't know them, they were both on stage at Green Carpet. They are both incredible women. And we just wanted to come on and share a little bit about attraction marketing, because it has literally changed the game for most network marketers that are using it. And I've had so many people, once we posted about it, say, like, what is attraction marketing? Like, what do y'all keep talking about? And it's really, like, simply put, just a way of communicating. It's a way of communicating that attracts other people, and it's only going to boost your business. It's going to boost your friendships. It's going to boost your support. But everyone views attraction marketing differently. And so what I wanted to do tonight is I wanted to share how us three in our lifestyles use it to grow our businesses. And hopefully, you'll be able to relate with one of us or two of us and be able to take something away from this. So we are all very excited. So I'm going to go ahead and ask Miss Lachelle to come on and introduce herself.
Hello! I'm so excited to be on. I love talking about social media and just attraction marketing in general. My name is Lachelle Ann, and I have been involved in business for about 2 years, and my mouse just died. Just kidding. About 2 years, I found this business on accident through a best friend that got involved, and I was like, I've always been her bodyguard. So when she got involved, I'm like, oh my God, you got involved in those pyramid things? Let me check it out for you. Make sure that you didn't just get into something crazy. And then within 72 hours of learning about It Works and doing some research, I joined. And she actually thought that I joined as a loyal customer. And she even texted me like the next day, and she was like, are you sure that you didn't just order and you didn't sign as a distributor on accident? Because my email says distributor. And I didn't want to tell her that I joined, but within those 72 hours, all the research that I did, I realized what a huge opportunity this was. And I understand that opportunities are rare. So I just went for it like crazy. And 2 years later, I can tell you guys right now, whether you're brand new or you've been involved for a while, this business just gets more fun. I almost said funner. It gets more fun as you progress. And it's been so rewarding, and I've been able to experience so many different things. You guys follow me on social media. You guys have kind of watched my mom's journey, and I'm so grateful that God led me in this opportunity 2 years ago that allows me to be with my mom every single day. And I honestly just could not be more blessed. Like, hashtag blessed. I cannot be more blessed to be involved in this opportunity. I'm super excited to be on with both of you guys, and I'm totally pumped to tag Rachel in to introduce herself. Rachel is actually a part of my upline, and we actually met probably a month before I went diamond, and I didn't have an upline. Nobody was there to like, hey, you should do this and do this and do this. I had to figure it all out myself, but Rachel came in and was like, I'm gonna be Superwoman and be a part of your life and help you and teach you how to look at eSuite and count volumes and everything else. And so when she introduced herself to me, we just kind of like clicked and we get each other. And I love that we do trainings together now. So Rachel, hey girl, hey.
Hi, I'm Rachel. For everybody who doesn't know me, like Lachelle said, I'm a presidential diamond with the company, and I'm actually about to celebrate 3 years in a couple weeks. So that's actually really crazy because so much has changed in the past 3 years. And I think it's crazy to think about where I was before It Works and how like it wasn't even on my radar. God placed it into my life when I didn't even know that I needed it the most. And so the reason why I was never interested in network marketing, or I wasn't looking for It Works, was because I had actually tried another network marketing company my freshman year of college. And I've been making it a point to add this to my story because apparently, like, I guess I leave it out sometimes when I tell it. And one of my best friends in the business was like, a couple weeks ago, she said, I've never heard you say that before. Did you make that up? Or are you just trying to make your story better? And I'm like, no, it was a fluke for a month. So I had tried something before. It was a fail. So when I saw It Works on my newsfeed, I was 22 years old. I was still in college, going to school for social work. My husband had just proposed to me like a week before I ended up joining It Works. So I was doing, planning a venue, all the beginning stages of planning a wedding. I had an 8-month-old son, and I was a full-time waitress. I was working 3 to 4 days a week, but there were 10-hour shifts. And so, we were just living paycheck to paycheck. If you've ever been a server, or maybe you're a server now, you know that you relying on tips, it's scary. It's scary. Sometimes you could make $100, the next day you could make $20. You just never knew. And so my husband and I were we were living paycheck to paycheck. He was a manager at a call center, and his commute was about 45 minutes one way. And then my commute to my work and my school was about 45 minutes the other way. So we were seeing each other usually on the way out the door, or I was seeing him when I got home at like 5 o'clock in the morning when he was already sleeping. So I just ended up seeing the wrap on Facebook. That's all I saw was the wrap. And I was just interested in tightening my stomach, and I thought that I would lose a bunch of weight with it because I didn't even know better. And I bought one wrap with my birthday money. And when I voiced that I couldn't afford to be a customer after that, she somehow got me on her team. And long story short, I did not have the money to join, and my husband was not on board. But we used the last, the money that was on our credit card because we didn't have anything in our account. And he just told me, Shanna, do you want to just make sure you're muted? Hopefully I said that right. But he just told me, you just have to make sure that you make that $100 back because we didn't have it in our account. We used a credit card and we needed to pay that off stat. So my kid at the time was not my why. I never wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. I wanted to just prove my husband that I could be a sugar mama if I wanted to. And so I went diamond in 3 months. I went double a couple months later. I took a year to go triple and another year to go press. And now here I am. So that's pretty much my story. And now Amber, I don't think you said your story in the beginning, did you? So Amber will tell her story now.
Hi, okay. So my story is pretty simple. I was a very successful salon owner and hairstylist. I married the love of my life later, and we were a little older, we finally found each other and got married. And I loved what I did. I loved helping people feel beautiful and feel better about themselves. And anyone that knows a hairstylist knows that you work a lot of crazy hours. A lot of crazy hours. And then as the owner, you need to be the first to get there, the last to leave. And that was tough. There were days that I was just exhausted, but I've always been a hard worker, and it's just what I did. So not very long after we were married, we were blessed to find out that we were having a baby girl, and I was immediately exhausted. Those hours just, became tougher and tougher the larger I got. And for any of you that know me knows it's no secret that I went a little nuts between Little Debbie's and bacon, and pregnancy wreaked havoc on my body. Like it wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty. So once I had my first baby, I was miserable. Leaving her every day was ripping my heart out. Thank goodness my mom was available, to keep her on the days that I worked. But I cried when I left. I cried my whole way to work. I've always been very good at what I do. I'm one of those people that I will not stop learning until I get where I want to be. And I was a great stylist, and my work was just not great. And I knew something had to give. I knew my heart was not there. And long story short, through Instagram, I found my incredible sponsor. I had no idea what I was doing or what I was getting myself into, but I saw the wraps. And like I said, pregnancy and bacon had done a number on me. And I was like, you know what? If I can just make that $500 a month and these reps work and help me get something back together where it's supposed to be, it's a win-win. So I jumped in full force. Like, I just went crazy, and you hear Ignorance on Fire. I was like ignorance with kerosene light matches everywhere. I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't know anything about social media. I had like 40 friends on Facebook. Like, I was clueless, but I was determined because I saw other people doing it, and I knew if I tried hard enough that I could make it happen. And I got my kit. I tried my wraps. My first wrap, I was like, My second wrap, I was like, okay. And then by my third, like, the ones of you that have seen my results, I had people messaging me, like, accusing me of photoshopping my tummy. And I was just like, yes, like, you're doing something right when people accuse you of Photoshop and stuff, right? So I was very excited. And I'm the kind of person, like, once I believe in it, I can talk to everybody about it. And that's what I did. I jumped in, I went crazy. Very shortly after that, we found out we were having another baby, and I knew it was time to get super busy. And, I've prayed very hard. I've worked very hard. I have a very supportive spouse, and I've just given it 100%. And I have, a team of men and women that are just incredible. And together we've been able to do some amazing things. And I feel like we're just getting started. You know what I mean? Like, even 3 years in, I feel like we're just getting started. And I think that's why tonight I'm so excited about this. For those of you that have been in the business a while, this time of year is either when your business is about to explode or it's going to start slowing down. And I feel like this could not have come at a better time, because if you really take this in and you really start implementing this stuff into your business, you will see promotions throughout the holidays. You will see people jumping in and taking off. And that's what this is all about. So that's why I'm so excited about tonight. Miss Lachelle, if you do not mind letting us know, what is attraction marketing to you, and how do you implement it?
Okay, we're going to get into it. And I'm super pumped to get into it. All right. So here's the thing, guys. I want to say this first and foremost when talking about attraction marketing, okay? Attraction marketing has nothing to do with the way you look, all right? I've done a couple trainings on attraction marketing, and I even downloaded that Sahara app, and people are like, oh, I wish that I could look like you in order to be successful. If you only knew, like, this took me an hour, and I've put a lot of filters on my face today on those selfies, all right? I look like a boy when I have no makeup on, which I show people that I look like a boy when I do my lives. So I just want you guys to understand that when we are going to talk about attraction marketing, attraction is a hormone. Attraction is a scent. Attraction is a visual. It has nothing to do with appearance, all right? So just remove that from the entire equation, all right? So I want to talk to you about attraction marketing, what it means to me, all right? So when you are using attraction marketing on social media, it is practice. That's the first thing I want to talk to you guys about. Everything that we talk to you guys about tonight are ingredients. You have your own recipe to attraction marketing. We want to give you things that we use. All three of us are going to give you the tools and the ideas and the techniques that we use, but I want you to understand that you will never be us, and I will never be you. And that's what's so great about being an individual. So everything that we say tonight, make sure that you are taking notes, but make sure that when you get off this Zoom, that you remember that there is ingredients from both of us to incorporate into your attraction marketing. But what it means to me is that when you are attracting people into your business or into your life in general, which is something I'll also be talking about, it is not like when you, for instance, when you like a guy or a girl, if you're a guy on here, you're not just like, hey, I really like you. We should have kids and get married and, like, I don't know, buy a house and get a couple dogs and then have another kid. Like, you're not, like, straight forth with them. Attraction marketing is like flirting. It's very much like flirting. It's keeping it kind of open-ended, creating that curiosity, drawing people into you by being yourself. And so I want you guys to remember this, is that there is direct, and I'm going to talk about all of these. There's direct, attraction marketing, there is indirect attraction marketing, and there is, she's speaking to my soul, direct attraction marketing. But the first thing I want you to remember before any of us talk about any of this is that you, or whatever your name is, wherever you were born, whatever age you are, whatever race you are, anything, that is who you are. It works as a brand. All right. So just remember that when you are starting to incorporate attraction marketing into your life, you are just adding you can call it a characteristic, you can call it a feature, you can call it an accessory to your life, but you are still you. And you need to make sure that the day that you join It Works, you don't turn into the 3, star It Works logo. You are still you, and that is the brand that you represent. It's a brand within you. The number one thing that you have to remember in attraction marketing is that people don't buy from you until they buy into you. People don't buy anything from you. They don't buy anything that you post about. They don't buy nothing until they buy you. You are the determining factor of everything in attraction marketing. It has nothing to do with It Works. It has nothing to do with brand. It has nothing to do with any of that. It is you. And you have to be yourself. I have a lot of notes here because I want to make sure I didn't mess up. But, a lot of people get into this business and they think they can just start to throw posts up and just think that they're just going to generate all these sales. And they don't realize the longevity and the legitimacy that you have to create through yourself in order for people to buy from you. If you wonder why people can enroll double digits of loyal customers and double digits of distributors, it's not because they're posting. It's because people are buying them. People have, they have decided to follow them. They have decided to watch them. They like them. And so what they're saying is validated because they like them. It's you first in this business, and then it works. So I just want you to remember that is that, if you're brand new on this training, you're like, what are we even talking about right now? I want you to know that if you just started posting, you're like, well, no one's buying from me yet. Well, you've been posting a lot about It Works this last week, but how much you have you been posting about this week? Because people want to see you. So I want to make this example. This is like my favorite example every single time I talk about attraction marketing. Okay, Kylie Jenner. I don't know if you hate that you love her, but I hate that I love her. Like, she's not even cool. I probably would not even be friends with her in real life, to be honest with you, if she was just like normal. Here's the thing, is that what she is so good at is attraction marketing. She's not that special. Her dad was a lawyer. That's even how they got on the map. That's how they started to get on the map. The reason why the Kardashians are famous, do you guys know why? If you guys want to drop in the comments why they're famous, if you have like a legit answer, I would love to hear it. But I will tell you right now, I am convinced, and I'm pretty sure this is valid, that the only reason the Kardashian name is known is because they want to be seen. That is it. They want to be seen. They put themselves out there. They put all of their lives out there. They put cellulite and Botox and everything, and what they're wearing, what they're eating, what they're doing, who they're dating, who they're not dating, who they're dating again, who they're cheating on. Like, they put everything out there. And I'm not saying do that, because our lives, it is important to maintain a very integrity stage, a very not conservative. I wouldn't say I'm conservative because I'm not conservative, but you want to make sure that social media is always your stage. But I will tell you right now, when I realized that attraction marketing was going to work for me was when I put me, the weird, the sarcastic, the blunt, the abrasive, the boy with no makeup on, and the really pretty girl with a lot of makeup and a lot of filters on Facebook. That's when people started to pay attention to me, because I was putting myself out there so much that people could not look at me. And so here's the thing about Kylie Jenner that I love, is that Kylie Lip Kits, I'm going to just assume that at least 25% of you have Kylie Lip Kit in your house. Number one, you wouldn't buy it if it wasn't by Kylie. Number two, personally, I think it sucks. So I actually bought it and then thought it sucked, but because I unfortunately love Kylie, I bought more. But here's the thing, I bought it because it's her. But I didn't like the first one. I thought it sucked. But you know what? I bought it again, and I still wear it, and I still post pictures wearing it, and I still post pictures of, you know, like cute little like lip and eye with like Kylie lip kits, but secretly I'm like, why does this keep peeling off my lips? But you know what? I was buying Kylie. I still buy Kylie because I love Kylie. Like, you should have seen me on her stores. I'm like, do I really want to buy this t-shirt with Kylie's face on it? This t-shirt isn't even cute. It doesn't even fit me well, but I like Kylie, so I kind of want it. And that is what attraction marketing is. It's really about selling yourself. So something that I want you all to practice being good at, and this is something that I finally, and this is where you have to fill your own cup, where you have to decide that you're going to fall in love with you. All right. So when I joined this business, I was about 20. To be honest with you guys, I'm not even kidding you. I was 25 pounds heavier than I am today. I did not like looking at myself naked. I was unhealthy. My face was completely bloated. My skin was disgusting. My hair was, I was wearing more extensions than Kylie. And I just was not, I was hiding. The best thing I can possibly tell you is to fall in love with you. And it doesn't matter where you are. Here's the thing that I love about Renessa Brown. I love Renessa Brown's story. And you don't see a lot of it right now because her life has completely changed. But a lot of people don't realize that when Renessa Brown joined this business, she was living in the projects. I don't remember if it was a Toyota or Honda, but she had like some 98 car that even when she went like presidential or something, she still drove it. Even when she was making 5 figures a month, she still lived in the projects. You have to love you. You have to love what your life is about. If you got 2 kids and one pooped on the floor, love it. You want to know why Jade Hooper is so successful? It's because she is in love with her and she doesn't care what anybody thinks. And you know why she has so many followers and why so many people love her? Because she doesn't care. It's like I've seen that woman post on social media her I think it was her son, poop on the floor, and she posted it. And there was like 1,000 likes on it. And she probably signed a ton, and she had Confianza in the picture. You probably know how many loyal customers that she signed because of that picture, because that was just real. And you have to just fall in love with what your situation is, where you are in life, who you are, and when you start strutting your stuff and you're like, I am proud of what I'm doing, where I'm at in life, where I live, and all these things, people will start radiating to you because confidence is a huge part of traction marketing. Confidence, you know, we have all, if you're a guy, you get this, and if you're a girl, you get this. I have met men that are not, you know, we all make these standards or everything else. They're not like my type. They're not even close to my type, but they're so attractive to me because of their confidence. I'm like, okay, listen, like I would never date you, but I like totally kind of want to marry you because your confidence is like really, really, really hot. That confidence is practice. You have to pour into yourself. You have to do self-development. I always say network marketing is self-development with compensation plan. And when you finally find that confidence, that's when you're really going to attract people in. And I will tell you right now that I am very good at being myself. I am very good at being weird and being sarcastic and being funny and being like this, loud. I promised myself I wouldn't share in this training. It's something that I'm working on. I'm also really ADD. I am proud and I am very good at making sure that I stay true to myself all the time. And that is so important in attraction marketing because you have to think about this. Why I started this entire thing by saying we all have ingredients, take a couple, is because I can't be Amber and I can't be Rachel. I can't be Alyssa Bilyeu. I can't be Tiffany Her. I can't be anybody but Lachelle. And the reason why you look up to so many leaders, and I want you to think about this, who is the leader that you just like look at? Why do you love them? Because they love themselves. Because they are so true to themselves that attracts you to them because you're just like, oh my God, like I look up to you so much. You're so inspiring. I love you. Why? Because they are themselves. You are fully capable of being that exact same leader, to being that exact same person. And I'll tell you, all of us have had to go through the battle of finding ourselves and falling in love with ourselves. And that's when you can start attracting people to you. So, when I am on social media, when it comes to attraction marketing, I am very much flirting. I'm going to get into like, no, actually, I'm not going to go there yet. I'm going to do something else, and then I'm going to go there. So I want you to remember this, and this is something that really helped me in this business, is that I want you all to fall in love with yourselves. Be you completely to a T. Be you. Don't be anybody else. There is always room for growth. Remember that. So, like, if you're you and you want to be like here, meet yourself halfway and then, like, go up the steps. But you are going to attract yous. So if you're afraid of the business, you're not going to be attracting anybody into the business because you're attracting people that are also afraid of the business. You just had a moment, you're like, let's go for it, let's go for it. That was like that confident moment. You have to be confident, and you have to be the person that you want to attract into your business. If you are kinda feeling the business, then you're kinda gonna get people that are interested. If you are afraid of the business, you're gonna get people that are afraid of the business. If you are like gung-ho, loud and proud every single day, like this is my shit. And I promised myself I wouldn't swear, but it's like a part of me, and I'm trying to be me. If you like are just like, this is amazing, like this is gonna make me like a millionaire, like this is gonna get me out of debt, all these things, you're gonna attract people that wanna be millionaires, that wanna get out of debt, that wanna better themselves, that wanna be you because they are like you. And so you need to really think about who you want to attract in your business. Who do you want to attract in your business? And I like to consider it like, remember when you're younger, maybe this is just a me thing because I'm weird, but I used to like order boys like pizza. Like if in my diary, I'd be like, well, I want like a 6'4", like drives a truck, brown hair, brown eyes, maybe blonde, wears like Chucks, like works out, like blue eyes, great nose, whatever. We would order men when we were younger, right? Now I want you to think about that when it comes to your potentials. What are you looking for in your potentials? All right, write it down. You should write it down. You should write down what you're looking for in your potentials. And then I want you to check mark next to all the things that you're looking for in a potential if it has anything to do with you. Because in order to attract the potential that you want, they have to have the same characteristics as you because that's how you will attract them in. All right. People that have things in common, that's where you create friendships. That's where you have a relationship. That's where everything in life happens. It's when you have things in common. So if you want to attract a certain type of person into your business, then you have to be the person that you want to attract in your business. And writing things down, it really gives you a different view on things. When you write things down, you really see the vision and what you want, the people that you want to attract in your business, and you really say, am I these things? It holds yourself accountable to be more, to be greater, because I am not the woman that joined right now. This woman did not do this, did not talk to you guys, and she was like insecure, cried every day, hated life, like was over it. And this girl is completely different, but it was because I wanted these type of women in my business, and so I became that woman. Now let me get into the technicalities, and this is what I was talking about, flirting. So when you're flirting with attraction marketing, you are always, when you are like kind of like seeing a girl or a guy, like I said before, you don't just like, hey, so I like you, you're cute, we should get married and have kids and have a couple dogs and buy a house and stuff. No, you play hard to get. You play, like kind of like the finish my sentence or I wonder if they know what I'm thinking kind of game, right? It's the same when it comes to attraction marketing post. I say no to any post. If you have ever posted this, I would turn on privacy to only me, and we'll just pretend never happened, just between us. But if you have a post that says join my team, you need to go to only me. If you are talking about like I have 3 more spots on my team, also needs to probably go to only me. What attraction marketing does is it's flirting with your potentials. And what is a yes when I like to talk about attraction marketing and what to put is when you see me on social media, you see that I'm fun, I'm spunky, I'm sarcastic, I'm all these things. You see that I genuinely enjoy helping people, that I genuinely enjoy working this business. And when I put in my post, I say things like, I enjoy teaching others how to make money from their cell phones. So if you're reading this right now, you know what to do. Well, that is also saying join my team, but I'm not saying join my team. I'm flirting with them. I'm saying I enjoy doing this and I want to help you. I'm not making it about my team. I'm making it about them. And when they read it, they're going to be like, I'm holding my phone in my hand right now. I'm reading this. And oh my God, I can make money from this phone. And she's like talking to me. And I'm like, why is she talking to me? Why is she in my head? It's because I'm not speaking directly to them. I'm speaking to their soul. Some other technicalities, and I saw some of the questions that you guys asked. I want you guys to commit to posting at least 3 times a day, because I know that was one of the questions. How many times should I post a day? You need to just create a baseline. Mute yourselves. You need to create a baseline. You need to create a baseline for you. What will you only accept from you? I will only accept 3 posts from me. Now, I understand life happens. I have to say this now. I was never able to say this before, but I get it now. When my mom's whole situation came in, I had to check out for a second. I want to tell you right now that me telling you this does not give you the right to check out. Life really happened, and I had to check out for a good month. I still posted. My mom had a heart attack. I still posted. I still enrolled customers. I still enrolled distributors. My mom goes, she's in the hospital here, there, left and right, like whatever. I'm still posting. So if you have any type of excuse, I finally realized, because before this experience, I never realized when people told me like life is happening. And I was like, okay, I didn't understand. And they're like, well, that's why I'm just not really active in the business. And I'm like, okay, well, that makes sense. And then life happened to me, and I was still active in the business, because you can't shut off you. You know, here's the thing is that if Kylie's mom or sister got cancer, you would know all about it, because she still is somebody that people look at. And so I realized is that instead of making my story an excuse, I decided to share my story with people, because I am still in attraction marketing. And I want you to remember this too. When you are making posts, the most important thing is, number one, don't copy and paste. And number two, read it back to yourself. I'm almost done talking. Sorry, I talk a lot. Read it back to yourself and ask yourself, would you be drawn in? Would you be attracted to this post? Would this post, how does this post make you feel if you were the outsider looking in? Because there's been times where I've made posts where I've literally read it back to myself and I have cried. That's a good post. And you know what I know is that when people read that, they're going to cry too. When I've read a post and I've laughed, written a post and I've laughed, I know that they're going to laugh too. So make sure that you're always reading back to yourself what your post is and asking yourself, would you attract a you? Speak directly to them. This is my favorite emoji ever. This one right here. All right. If you look at my post, you see that I capitalize you, Y-O-U, and I always do this because I'm pointing at you. Because when I'm making a post, I'm speaking directly to the person that's reading it. And I want you to know, I got my finger at you like, hey, you. You know that? You, the one that keeps complaining about their job that they hate? You, I'm talking about you. You can change your life, you. And so make sure that you speak to people directly. And then a call to action is where I'm going to end on. Sorry that I'm like super talking. Call to action. Something that we as humans need is direction. And so when you are, and when I'm saying call to action, message me is like white pants after Labor Day. It's just like gone. All right. Message me is like no longer like great. You have to think about different ways to say it. Do I say message me sometimes? Yeah. I'll tell you the truth though. I'm being lazy that second. It's all right to be lazy sometimes, but you have to think about it. If you're talking directly to somebody, get into their mind. I like to say, you've probably read a couple of my posts. You know what to do. And I just send I put a little heart stamp envelope with like a phone. They know they message me. They know that I'm talking to them and they can message me. But make sure that you are making a call to action. Drop an emoji. Drop your email. Like things like this post. If you're interested in this business, like this post. Like things like that. Make sure that you're doing a call to action, because when people still need direction, I still need direction. And so when you're giving people direction, they will take action. So you are making a call to action. So now I'm done. Who's next? Amber? Or no, it's Rachel. Rachel,
okay.
Go.
Hi. I'm a little bit salty because I actually was on the phone with Lachelle like 2 hours ago, and I was like, I hope we don't say the same stuff since you're going first. And as she's like talking, I'm like, oh crap. But I think that in a sense, it's going to be good to hear maybe a little bit of what she said in a little bit of a different way, because we all do things differently. And so I'm going to kind of take a little bit of a different approach, in the sense of, I don't even know how to say this without just saying it. A bigger girl. I'm just going to be honest. Someone that like is self-conscious and hasn't always been confident. I know that Lachelle just got done talking about how she's grown in the business, but I don't know. I feel like the only reason I say that, and you guys might think that sounds extremely absurd, but the only reason I say that is because I feel like some people, to an extent, look at these people on the Zooms or these people at the top, or, you know, your fangirl or whatever it is, and you look at them and you're like, you still, no matter what they say, you're like, it's just easier for them. they are just prettier or whatever it is. And so some of my notes are a little bit repetitive, but hopefully you can hear it from a little bit of a different approach so we can hit everything. So when it comes to attraction marketing, we are all going to start off by just kind of explaining what that meant to us, because I feel like so many people have different versions. And honestly, just to keep it short and sweet and simple and not green at all, to me, attraction marketing is just essentially publicly being who you are and branding yourself. But the thing with branding, and that might not even be the best word, the thing with branding is like when people think of the word branding, I'm just going to speak for myself. I think of like, oh, that's so professional. And now I have to come up with like a mom hashtag and brand all my pictures. And it's just not me all the time. And it's not necessarily that, but it's more so, just embracing your look, whatever that is. And so I love that Lachelle said it's not about like how pretty you are, or it's not about your looks, but it is about your overall look in the sense of how your social media is. And that's just how I look at attraction marketing. And so no matter what category you're in, whether you are a strong independent woman or a single mom, or you're married and no kids, or you're a dog mom, or you're a college student, or whatever it is, embrace it and do not try to be like somebody that doesn't have kids. If you have kids, like I would get caught up in that all the time. And sometimes I still do, like look at someone, like Lachelle, and it's kind of hard not to compare yourself or to want to be like them when they do have more freedom and they do have all this, but you have to kind of step back and just realize that you guys are all different and you are you for a reason. And so again, whether you are a single mom or whatever, I just feel like I'm like the hot ASS mess club, because my life is so chaotic. And for so long, I felt like I could only take pictures when I had filtered pretty makeup on or my kids looked perfect. And I came to a point where I'm like, I'm just not perfect. So I can't even try to be like that. So I took some notes, and then as Lachelle was talking, I got pumped up and I wrote everywhere. So I'm a jumper from like one thing to another, but I'm going to go fast. So one of the questions someone had was the apps, like your go-to apps. I personally like PicTapGo, and then I use Avery sometimes to blur out the background, and sometimes Perfect 365, but that can be abused, and I'm not even going to talk about that because I'm not trying to get like buck wild. But when it comes to PicTapGo, I usually lighten my picture, and then I like usually double crispity it to make all my pictures bright. And I do that no matter what, if it's a picture of my kids or if it's a picture of me or my husband. I just want like my pictures to kind of look the same, and that's just me. But I definitely did not do that from the beginning. I use TimeHop is so bittersweet because I love looking at my children when they're little, but I hate looking at my post I did 3 years ago. I don't even know what filter I used or what editing apps I used, but it was a mess back then. So it is a learning process. When it comes to taking days off with posting, that's not, I don't want to say it's not okay, but it's not okay. So try to be as consistent as possible, because consistency and attraction marketing are like peanut butter and jelly. In order to work on your attraction marketing and to be good at it, you have to be consistent. So if you take days off, then it's going to be questionable. And so you have to understand that we're at a point where, I mean, it's getting out there and people know about it. I mean, I'm not saying that it's saturated and everybody knows, but there's probably, for the most part, you're not the only It Works girl on someone's newsfeed. And so when it comes down to that, you want to be the one that they choose. And so if you're not posting consistently, whether it's once a week or every other day, or maybe you post all day, but it's not about It Works and it has nothing to do with it, how do you expect people to even know what you're about? It just tells me when people join, and then it's like 2 weeks in and they're giving me their like excuses, and I go on them and I'm like, you posted once and you're trying to talk about how I haven't signed any customers, anything, because people don't even know. It's just common sense. People don't even know. How are they going to even to ask questions or what you have or whatever? So when it comes to taking days off, try not to. This is okay. So when it comes to attraction marketing, something that and there's a lot of questions that kind of tied in with this, and something that I think needs to be known about attraction marketing is sometimes it does take a little bit longer. It takes a little bit longer to get out there, or for people to know who you are, whatever it is. I just feel like sometimes it takes a little bit longer, and that's okay. You guys have to understand that like it's more than just having people flood your inbox. And it doesn't even happen to us at the top. Like, it's not like we get messages every single day about people that want to join our team. And I was reminded of this morning or maybe it was yesterday, whatever the case. I got a message from someone that I follow, but I feel like she doesn't follow me because she never likes any of my stuff, but she's beautiful and awesome, and she owns her own boutique. She messaged me today or yesterday, and she messaged me this long spiel saying, hey girl, I know we haven't talked in a long time, and there's so many different It Works girls on my newsfeed. And long story short, she's essentially saying how It Works was kind of annoying, but I didn't annoy her because of the way I went about it. And she asked me to be a model in her fashion show. And I was like, I literally like put my head back and I'm like, Swerve, like a plus size model? Or did you mean to send that to me? And she was so serious. She really wants me to be a model for her branding picture, like for her branding clothes and walking down the runway. It honestly made me laugh out loud. And I was like, did you mean to send that to me? But the point I'm trying to make when it comes to that story is she legitimately was like, I have my news feed and Facebook is flooded with It Works people, but something about you stood out to me and I would like you to be a part of it. And I thought that was super cool. And it showed me again, like, maybe she wasn't interacting with me and I didn't even know she saw my stuff, but as I was consistent over 3 years, I was the one that she picked for something cool like that. So that's cool. When it comes to being lulled, I've never used that word, like slowed down in the business. I still wrote lull. But when it comes to that, I think what will help you in being okay when it does get slow, or it feels like whatever it feels like when it's that little bit of slow period you have, is having a clear vision and having your goals, like Lachelle said, and having them everywhere. If you have a clear vision of where you want to go and your why is strong enough and your goals are all over, like I had $20,000 monthly on my wall since 5 months into the business, and I wasn't able to cross it off until 2 years in, but I never took it off because that was such a huge goal to me, and I looked at it every single day and I finally was ready to cross it off. But you have to have your goals everywhere around you to remind you. So during those times when maybe it is a little bit slower, or maybe you wonder if your posts are getting any interaction or whatever it is, having that vision makes those times kind of be okay, because you know you're in it for the long run. And in any business, you're not going to get stuff every single day, and it's not always going to be a breeze. It's not going to be a cakewalk. It takes work and it takes consistency. And when it comes to the algorithm and how to like break it and stop it, I don't have anything really professional and smart to say because I don't research the algorithm, but I do know that something that to me is the more I'm unique in my, and I'm not copying and pasting and being lazy in that sense, I feel like sometimes the algorithm doesn't my and so what I mean by that is I understand that we're new, we're guys to follow all these good leaders and use their stuff and blah blah blah, but I think the biggest give you when it comes to, you know, breaking the algorithm and being yourself and consistent in your business is having that full of people that inspire you, whatever leader it is in the company, and going to their page just for inspiration. And I guess what I mean is, you know, when you feel like it's harder to post or you're stuck or stalled or for whatever reason, it's because you're not inspired enough. And so in order to get inspired, you have to do something, whether that's leaving your house to take a walk around the block or go on a bike ride or whatever it is. It depends what situation it is for me. Sometimes I do leave the house, but sometimes in order to just be inspired, I have to go to those girls that I've fanned over for the past 3 years and just creep on them. And that doesn't mean I'm creeping to like copy and post all their posts. I'm creeping because when I'm down or whatever, if I have the right mindset of just, I don't know, like a calming mindset when I'm like scrolling on someone's newsfeed that inspires me, most times I'm scrolling and then something stops and literally jumps out at me. And again, it's not even like, okay, I'm copying that. It's that just inspired me to make it go this direction. And it's not even like that, but it inspired me to do something in my own way. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm not good with my words always, but I love doing that. So if you're struggling on the algorithm or whatever it is, take a step back and look at your newsfeed or look at your Facebook and see the kind of things you're posting, because we've all got caught up in doing it. And you'll see, just like Lachelle said, when she says, message me, those are her lazy times. I will copy and paste on my lazy days, and I end up going back an hour and deleting it because I got nothing on it. And I just knew, like, shame on you. Sometimes you still do it. I needed to just take a step back and make my own. And so I'm not saying you can never copy someone's post, but the more you tweak it to your own and do your own and embrace your own and don't worry what everybody else thinks, the more the algorithm will never matter. Because I feel like as we're in this business longer and longer, that's the one question on every Zoom is, how do you break the algorithm? The algorithm, the algorithm. And it's like gets in people's heads. So that's huge. Also, when it comes to being stalled in attraction marketing and getting yourself out there, you have to understand and wrap your head around the fact that it's quality over quantity. And this is something that, like, up until I just went Presidential Diamond, that I finally wrapped my head around, because we get to a point where we're so hungry and excited that we sign everybody, and we look for people. I'm just gonna speak for myself. I would look for people that I knew I didn't really want on my team, but I knew I could sign them. And that's so horrible, but I wanted to fill boxes. And I know I'm not the only one that felt that way. And so you'll get to a point in this business when your mind is right and you know, I don't care if I sign 10 or 15 or distributors a month, as long as I get 2 or 3 solid ones. And so that might mean that all of this month you're spending it pouring your heart and soul into 5 beautiful people that you want on your team for whatever reason. You're commenting on their stuff every day. You're messaging them just about their kids, and you haven't even brought up the business for 30 days. Whatever it is, a lot of times it's worth it. And it's okay. And it might seem like right now it's not paying off because you weren't a top enroller, because you didn't sign 15 million distributors. But for me, it's worth it if I spend all month maybe signing 1 distributor and it seems like my numbers are down, but next month, all the people I talked to this month and poured my heart and soul into, there was 3 of them that signed, and they were the ones that took me to ambassador, you know? So I feel like it's hard when you're new in the business, or when whatever the case, it's hard to wrap your head around quality over quantity, because we want the numbers. I mean, we just want more and more and more and more. And so just know that, again, if you're stalled or whatever it is, it's okay. It's okay. Someone said, sorry. I literally started scribbling everywhere in different colors. Okay, someone else said, how do we decide what to be about when we're trying to, like, be someone on social media? And that, again, just ties back into being you, and you cannot be like somebody that you're not. Now, it's okay to go to those people that inspire you and take little things that they do, and maybe that gives you some huge confidence level that helps you be your own person, whatever it is. But just understand that you're not meant to be like that person that you follow, whatever it is. I mean, you're going to get to a point, maybe not everybody, but I got to a point in the business where I was so, just beating myself up because I was comparing myself to the people that joined around the same time, like Aaron and Brittany. And I'm like, why are they moving faster than me? What is wrong with me? I don't understand. And they just did things differently, and that's okay. And so I think the biggest thing is just knowing that it's okay, and it's gonna take time, but we're not going anywhere. The business isn't going anywhere. You're only building yourself more solid on your foundation. And so people are gonna know what you're about, and people are gonna know, you're gonna get to a point where it seems like you're not always posting about It Works every single time, because people already know what you're about. And it's just a hobby. I don't know if that makes sense, but I feel like everybody used to always tell me, you shouldn't have to think about what you post. It's a hobby. It's not a job. And I was like, but it is. But I'm finally to the point where I'm like, I love this because it's not hard, because I'm out of my own head and I know I'm me. I know that I stutter and I don't say the right things. I say inappropriate stuff sometimes and it's not professional. I'm a mess, but I embrace it. And that also goes behind the scenes too. I think that's something that is important, not just posting, but when I'm talking to people. I used to use scripts and scripts and scripts, trying to sound perfect and what they wanted to hear. And I finally, I couldn't maintain that. I couldn't maintain trying to be someone like I'm not. And so you'll find me voice messaging people when I'm at the grocery store, or I love explaining the story of how, when I exercise, I walk fast around the block, and that's my favorite time when I'm by myself, when I'm not with my kids, to voice message my potentials. And usually I am huffing and puffing, and I just talk about it. I'm like, sorry, I know I'm breathing hard. I just had to talk to you, this and this and this. And people love that. People love that because I'm not perfect, and I do work out, and I do all this stuff. So just know that too. If you have a chaotic household of 3 kids, it doesn't always have to be perfect. Embrace that. And that also is sometimes waking up with a freaking top knot and no makeup. Embrace the chaoticness if that's your life, and don't try to be someone you're not. And the last but not least, that definitely does not make sense. So I don't know what I was trying to say. But I think that's pretty much everything that I had. So Amber, if you want to just finish us off.
Hey, thank you so much, Rachel. I know that you have another one to hop on, so if you have to jump off at any point, we totally understand, but thank you so much for coming on and sharing with us tonight. Girl, you are something else, but I really appreciate it. All right, guys, I'm going to jump right in because we still have a good bit, and then Lachelle and I had a few questions we were going to go over at the very end. Two things to me. Attraction marketing is always based on two things. It's based on your mindset, and it's based on your content, always. It's always, when I use attraction marketing, I always want to add value to someone's life with my content. I always want to be teaching someone something. I always want to build my reputation. Like every day, I want someone to trust me more than they trusted me yesterday. I always want for people to know that I'm there for them. So like you have seen the personality charts, the color personality charts. I'm a red when it comes to my business. Like I am red through and through. I'm all about the money. I'm all about the business. Don't give me excuses. I'm here to work. If I can be successful owning a salon, working behind the chair with 2 brand new babies at home and a happy marriage, anyone can, right? So I'm not very good with excuses, but I am a very good cheerleader. Like I've always like enjoyed helping people feel better about themselves, or I've enjoyed pushing people to find their worth. So that's what I try to embrace, and that's what I try to use when doing attraction marketing. The other thing is being flexible. You have to be flexible in this business. You have to realize that what worked for you 6 months ago or 6 weeks ago is not going to work today. You can't do the copy and post, like, drop an emoji if you have stretch marks and you don't want them, and expect to sign 12 loyal customers like I did 6 months ago from that post. You know what I'm saying? Like things change, algorithms change, Facebook changes, everything changes. Our business is changing, and the more it grows, the more it's going to change, and the more knowledge you have that you can learn to change and to adapt with the business, the more successful you're going to be, right? So mindset is everything. And this is something that I even, like, the night that I promoted to presidential, text Lachelle about, because everyone has good days and bad days, right? Like everyone has days that they're on top of the world, and then everyone has days that they're just like feeling 10 feet on the ground. And when you are truly thinking about your mindset, there are only two mindsets. You have the victim mindset or the abundant mindset. Always. I can go like to I don't even know you, and I can go to your Facebook wall and I can scroll and I can immediately tell you if you have a victim mindset or an abundant. I can tell some people just from their Facebook picture, their profile picture alone. I can normally tell you what type of mindset you have, right? So you need to do that. You need to go and look at yourself and think, am I adding value to people's life? When they leave me, when they leave my Facebook, when they leave any of my social media platforms, do they feel better about themselves? Or because the world is already negative. So like, are you pulling people farther down? Are you pushing them up? So in a victim mindset, you're focusing on the negative. You're fighting for leads. You live in this like world that there's only a few distributors left, and I've got to go grab every single one of them. And you're full of excuses. You complain. You compare yourself to everyone around you. And then the abundant mindset, you're focused. Like Lachelle and Rachel both said, you have that goal. Your eyes are on the goal, and there is nothing around you. Your blinders are on. Nothing around you is ever going to take your eye off the prize. So, you've taken responsibility. You've taken responsibility for yourself, for your business, for your success, for your team. Whether you have one distributor underneath you or 5,000 distributors underneath you, you have taken that responsibility on, and you know that there's an entire world of people that could use this, that could benefit from these products, that could benefit from this, business, and there's plenty of opportunity. Your worth. What you bring to the table, right? So that's the difference in mindsets, and you've got to just learn to have that abundant mindset, you've got to learn to focus on the positive. You know, I have leaders under me and some that just promoted, and we've been talking over the last couple of days about like mindset and how it just changed. But you know, they would go from, oh, only 12 people got on my Zoom to now they're like, Amber, I had 10 people show up and all 10 of them are on fire. That is an abundant mindset. That is leadership. That is what you've got to find within you and pull it out and make it work, because it's the only way that you're going to be successful. And the reason behind that is, I have people tell me all the time, they're like, how do you sign these people that just immediately take off? How do you sign these people that are truly so serious about the business? And I think it's one of two things. I've always said this business is a numbers game. Like, you can sign people today that you feel like you're going to be a rock star and they are like disappear tomorrow. But you also, and Lachelle touched on this a bit, you can't just go pray or go wish for a rock star like you ordered your boyfriend pizza. You can't do that with your next distributor. You can't say, I want, you know, a stylist or an interior designer that is pretty and likes to take selfies and is really loud and outspoken and likes to have parties and goes live all the time. If you are not loud and you're not outspoken and you don't go live all the time and you're not a rock star, you attract who you are. Right? So you can't pray for a 10. You can't say, oh God, please send me my next 10. Please send me my next rock star if you are not indeed a 10 yourself. You know, so ask yourself, what am I? What am I bringing to the table? If I had to rate myself from 1 to 10, what am I? So what can I possibly attract? Because to me, that's everything. And when you figure out what you are and what, like, okay, here's where I am, here's where I want to be, what is it going to take me to get there? And that's what I had to do. I am an introvert. I don't want to leave my house. Before my little girl started school last week, my car would leave my house maybe once a week if someone talked me into going to lunch. Like, I don't leave I love it. I love being at home. I love, you know, this. And you know, I had to figure out, like, I was really shy. I don't talk in front of people. You know, Lindsay joined me and we kind of did this business together, and she would always want to have these get-togethers and have these trainings. And I'm like, I can't talk in front of anybody, you know, and I had to figure out, okay, this is where I'm at. This is where I want to be. What do I have to do to get there? And to get there, I had to do self-development. I had to figure out, you know, what do I have to offer people? Like, what do I have to bring to the table? And staying plugged in. Like, I had to learn how to get plugged in because all the tools are there. Like, It Works gives it to us, and then you have your leaders that give it to you also. So everything is there that you need to learn and to stay plugged in and to constantly, you know, be in the know, but also knowledge. Like, if you have not gone and watched your training academy, you can't possibly like question why you're not making money in this business when you haven't even done the simple steps that It Works has laid out for you. They've done all the work. Like, you know, your leaders have done new distributor Zooms and you haven't gone and watched them. Like, that is what this is for. So I had to figure out, like, what have I done and what do I need to do to to get to where I want to be. And the biggest part of that for me, and I want you all to hear this because this was hard. This was the hardest part for me. And to this day, I still struggle with this. It was connecting with motivated people and removing negative people, because I don't have a lot of time in a day. My life revolves around my walk with God, my marriage, and my children. I try to keep it in those orders, although we all know kids tend to take number one, right? But that is what I want for my life. So the time that I do have left over, I pour it into my business. So I don't have time to sit and talk with one of my leaders that just wants to cry about how our business is going. I don't have time. And it's not that I don't want to be there for them, but it's that I have my business to grow, and I have a lot of people out there with a positive mindset that are working their butts off, that I want to give them 100% of me. So if I give 30 minutes over here to someone that's doing this and it's not getting us anywhere, I just wasted 30 minutes of my time. I was brought down. I was brought out of my, I've already done all this like personal development. I've got myself up here. You just brought me down here. Now I have nothing to offer anyone else because you just took my full little cup and you poured it out. And I had to learn to walk away from that and to put distance there and to, to find my happiness and find my tribe. And once I found them, that was it, and I'm still finding them and I'm pouring into them and they're pouring into me. And it's just like you immediately are just like this light bulb went off and I was like, okay, God, I hear you. This is it. This is what we're doing. So connect with motivated people and run from the negative. You have to put distance there and it will hurt. You will lose friendships, but I'm here to tell you that it's the best thing I've ever done for my life. Outside of It Works, it's the best thing I've ever done for my life. I'm still there for them. I still love, the people that were in my life before It Works. I still love the people that are in my life after It Works, but I can't give 100% of me to people that are not giving 100% of them. So I think you just have to learn that. And I've got so many notes, but I'm gonna skip some of them because we're not trying to keep you all night, and we know we got to get to the questions. But one thing too, and she brought the Kardashians, and I love that because we talked about it a little earlier today. But guys, there is a reason that people love reality TV. Right? Like there's a reason that reality TV has gone through the roof. It's all over Netflix. It's all over anything you watch. People are obsessed. And it's because people like the ugly truth. Like people want to see the raw and the nasty and the real you. Like they don't always want to see you made up and happy and celebrating. They want to see you crying. They want to see you hurt. People obsess over it. Like they almost like get off on it. You know what I mean? It's just like they feel like they know you when they've never met you face to face. Like Lachelle, I told her the other day, I feel like I've known her for a year. From the minute I started following her, I literally feel like I know everything about her. And her and I, well, we have met, but before we actually met at Green Carpet, like before that, we had never met. I had never seen her. I've never spoke with her, but I felt like I knew her. I started working attraction marketing hard about 8 months ago. And it did take a while to really figure it out and to get into it. But guys, like I have people now, I have a lady that sent us a box of gifts because, and there was a little note inside and she said, your family has been such a blessing to me and I can be having, just these horrible days and I go to your account just to laugh at with your children and to smile from the inspiring stuff that you post. And I sat there and cried because I'm like I'm just trying to be me, I'm just trying to make somebody smile. But for someone that doesn't even know who I am, that loves my children and appreciates what I'm trying to do, that much meant the world to me. And outside of that, with It Works, it's grown my business. I went from having to, I tried the cold messaging thing, and it was just like, I was so uncomfortable. Like I didn't know what I was doing. I felt like a psychopath. I was just like, I can't do this. I'm trying and I can't do this. And now they're coming to me. People see what I'm putting out there and they come to me and they ask me what I have to offer and how do I live the life that you're living. So, if you have a bad day, there's one girl, I'm not going to name drop because I don't do that, but there's a distributor that has done very well for herself and she was overweight. She was unhealthy. She had a horrible husband and a horrible situation and children and he left and she was a single mom. And you know what, guys, she could have rolled over and died. She literally could have rolled over and died. But what did she do? She got consistent on the products. She hired herself a personal trainer. She's one of the hottest women I've ever seen in my life. She goes live.
She is so hot.
I'm so obsessed with her. I'm so obsessed with her. It's amazing. You immediately knew who I'm talking about. But she could have used her situation and died. But instead, she went ambassador. She put herself out there so extreme that people became obsessed. If she would go a day without posting on social media, people were messaging her saying, "Are you okay? Is everything okay? Should I call someone? Like, what's going on?" And it's like, she has her own reality TV show through Facebook. I mean, Lachelle, like, you've seen this. It's insane. And I just, if you're going through a divorce, use it. And horrible things happen to all of us. So you can hide behind social media. You can pretend like your life is perfect, but you're not going to attract a whole lot of people. But when you, like, I got sick. I went from signing a ton of loyal customers to like I was like, what am I doing? I got sick. Like, our whole family got real sick. And I posted the nastiest picture of myself that I've ever put on social media. And I showed it to Matt, and he's like, I can't believe you're doing this. But I was sick. Like the Satan had like drenched through our entire household, and it was bad. But it was the truth. Like, I was sick because I went a week and a half without taking my greens, and it caught up with me. And I posted about it. I was honest. And I signed like 6 low customers on the greens. And I was just like, okay, you gotta be real. People love real. If you're sick, use it. If you're going through divorce, like what Lachelle is going through, some people would turn off social media and be like, don't bother me. My mother is very sick. She has taken this and she's used it to show people that it's okay to cry. Like, it's okay to worry. It's okay to believe in someone. She believes in prayer. She's used this to have the entire world praying over this woman that is already, I'm sorry, but it's amazed me what you've taken the life that God has handed to you, and you've used it to be a very successful woman. And you, for me, alone, there's been days that I literally could have quit. I have 4 of my top leaders drop off. And I was like, what am I doing? Like, why did I sell my salon? I did. And I would go to her page and I would start right back up, and I never quit, and I never will. And I thank you for that. And the night that I went presidential, I told her that she will never know what she did for me. And I want to be that to someone else. You need to be that to someone else. And I tell you that because you got to let people in. You've got to let people feel like they know you. Let people actually know you. And, and let people admire you and trust you and love you. And I don't know, I think live is huge, but in the end, attraction marketing, if you will take the time, to implement these things. And I know we have a ton of questions, guys, and I know it's getting late, but it will completely change your business. And it has mine. And I feel like I learned from the best, because they always say, is that right to copy if you're copying the right cat? And she was my cat that I copied. And it's helped me. You can shake your head. You have no idea. I'm telling you, like, you will never know. But you got to find your people. You got to find who touches you, and you try to become that. What do you like? You don't have to have looks. You don't have to, have this great success weight loss story like some of us have. Or, I have a girl on my team. She's like, I can't do this. I could never be you. I can't lose this weight. I can't do. She's hilarious. Like, the chick could come on here and you would all be dead in 2 minutes from dying laughing. Like, I've literally peed my pants talking to her before, literally. And she started using that. She started going live and just being stupid. And guess what? She's diamond. Like, you have to use what God gave you. And run with it, just, I don't know. I feel like that's, to me, that is just everything. So,
I love you. Like, I want you guys, so, like, you totally just got up in my feels just then. And I hate when people do that, because I was not a crier before this company, just so everybody knows. And everything happened, and God's like, hey, I'm gonna make you cry all the time. I'm like, okay. I want you, something that I do on a lot of Zooms and a lot of trainings is, and I want to teach you guys this now, is the first thing I want to tell you guys is that you are not too good to learn. I will tell you right now, since I have been on, all right, since I have been on this training, I got notes. I got notes on notes. And I want to share with you something I've been doing on trainings lately is I want to listen. I want you guys to always know you are never too good to learn. This business, you have to learn and listen. If you're busy during this training and you didn't listen to the whole thing, you're welcome that it's recorded. But I'm telling you right now is that when you listen and truly listen with no distractions, like I have no disturb on my phone right now, like I'm listening to Amber. These 3 pages are about Amber, and I want to repeat some of the things that touched me. And touch me. And if you were listening, they're going to touch you so hard. But a big reason why I like to take notes during trainings is to read them after the training, because you will grab something from every single training. All right. So victim mindset or abundant mindset. I have never heard anybody say that, but do you watch The Secret? Okay. You do, right? Okay, cool. I'm probably going to guess your sign next, but when you started talking about that, if you guys have not watched The Secret, if you want to truly understand attraction marketing, you need to watch The Secret. Since my mom's, since she was diagnosed, I've watched The Secret at least 10 times, but that's been the last month. I haven't been keeping count the last 2.5 months, but at least in the last month, I have watched The Secret 10 times. Abundance, guys. Victim and abundance. And when you said you can go to somebody's profile and you can see if they're a victim or if they're abundant. It's oh my God, it was like light bulb, so true. And I want you guys to think about a couple of things that she said. Now, first off, I appreciate all 97 people that are still on here. I know it's late in some time zones, but something that you said about a leader, it doesn't matter. And this is why I always say, yes, it's on Netflix, YouTube. You can do it on Hulu, all those things. But something that why I always like taking notes during trainings is this is how people make their own quotes. This is where I get really good quotes. And I get to like be like, not from anonymous, these are from me. Because when you start talking about your leader that was like, oh my God, only 12 people got on. And then they're like, oh my God, 10 people got on, guys. There's 97 people still in this training. And what I wrote down is write what you hear. Just write what you hear. Write what comes up in your mind. What I wrote down is it doesn't matter the number that shows up. It's how much you inspire that number that shows up. Now think about this. There's 97 people in this training right now. You're still listening to us talk. I mean, we're kind of funny, but you're still listening. So we started the training with 155 people. The fact that you're still here listening, I want you to understand it doesn't matter if it's 10 or 5. We're sitting here. We got time too. We got lives too. It's like we're sitting here because we want to pour into you. And so remember that when you are leadership is practice in this business. And when you start having to pour into other people, don't ever judge your leadership based on a number, ever. Because I have gone to a wrap party when nobody shows up. I have done the trainings where there's 3 people on. And so that really stuck with me. But something that I wanted to just mention about attraction marketing really quick that she talked about is that remember this. So something that you said that I felt that maybe some people can get confused is that, both of us talked about it actually, when we're talking about attract who you are, and you might not be who you want, you might not be currently who you want to attract. I wasn't the girl when I joined. Like the people that I want to attract now, that was not me when I joined. The person that I joined, it took me, 4 months ago, Ruby. So I didn't have what I needed to be successful. And so getting on these trainings and listening, and when you ever hear fill your cup, it's from listening. I can't tell you how many trainings I'm on weekly. To this day, I still pour into my cup every single day. I am not any better than the distributor that rolled this second somewhere in the world. I've just been doing it a little bit longer than them. But your success really comes in from pouring into yourself by listening to other people, by listening to other people's ingredients. Well, listen to other people's recipes and taking ingredients from them. But I want you to think about this. If you're not the person that you want to attract right now, start working on you and understand that every day, faith it. I used to do this whole fake it until you make it thing, which is who I really was when I joined this business. I was faking the person that I was posting. That was not really me. I was still not confident or anything like that. But I knew that if I wanted to attract that person in, that I had to fake it a little bit. Now I fake it until I make it. Now I'm pushing myself from a presidential to ambassador diamond. I'm not ambassador diamond yet. A lot of things about me are not ambassador diamond yet. I'm starting to now faith it. I'm praying. I am pouring into myself more. If I'm about to be ambassador diamond, like, I got work to do. And so I want you to think about this now. If you are not the person that you want to attract into your business, start working with steps. What do you want? Write that list. Write that list of things that you want to attract and start accomplishing one of them. And then another one. And then another one. And start faking it a little bit. No, I'm not faking it. Faithing it a little bit. Pray about it. Pray about it. Find that strength within yourself and then fake it a little bit. I have to not hate that word because there was times where I was like not happy with myself, but I was saying that I was. But by putting it into the universe is something that you will learn in the Law of Attraction, the documentary. If you put it into the universe, it's like your mind and the universe and everything else just puts it into your life. So because I was faking it a little bit and praying about it and faithing it at the same time, I was starting to turn myself into this woman that I was trying to attract. But at times I had to fake it a little bit, but I almost had to fake it a little bit to inspire myself. So I just want you guys to think about a couple of those things. That's something that I want you guys, if I could give the biggest tip that I only, again, pray that people listen to when I tell them is like, I've learned from this, and I'm a presidential diamond, guys. I've learned from the training that I hosted with Amber and Rachel. I learned. So what did you learn? Silence. Just silence things out and listen. Sometimes you have to listen a little closer. You have to listen a little closer. When you pay attention to something, it just is crazy what it can do for you. Okay, I'm done. Sorry. I'm over here sweating, literally. And I'm looking at these notes. I can't even wait. Like, I'm going to answer your guys' questions, but I can't even wait to go back to my notes to reread them. That, I'm going to tell you right now, I was not that girl when I joined. When you find so much love in something, your hobby is to build upon it. And when you find so much love in this business, you want to take what anybody gives you. And the fact that I was just on this training with 2 other presidential diamonds, and they got there some way else than I did, but I want to hear what they got. Because I'm going to take some of their ingredients, and then I'm going to add it to my recipe to go ambassador. And that's where you just have to kind of listen. If that's locking yourself in the closet, if your kids are screaming, or if you're looking at your husband like, listen, you're going to sit here with them for an hour. I'll give you a background, but you're sitting there with them an hour, and I'm taking notes for this training. You're going to do things like that, it's only going to benefit you. But like, I'm excited right now, 2 years later, to read the notes that these 2 women just made me write down. I want you to think about that. That is mindset. That is training your mindset. That is training you to listen. That's it. So you want to do these questions really quick?
Good.
Okay. You go first, or write it down, or what?
Some of them I think have already been touched on as far as the apps. Are you like a Pick Tap Go? Rona?
I'm like Snapchat filter, pretty face, then Pick Tap Go, then Perfect 365, but I don't put eyelashes or like eyeshadow or blush or anything on my face. I just kind of like fix my face a little bit. So yeah, no, I like take my photos and Snapchat pretty filter, unless it's like really good lighting. You know that lighting that you're just like, I see you, son. You got me. That sometimes that lighting has my back. But besides that, lots of filters. I talk about it all the time. Filter game real strong.
Yeah, I'm all about some Pick Tap Go. And how many times is too many? You know, I don't think there are too many posts, but it's the same thing. Like, it's just like your profile picture. You know, It Works has already done the work for us. They have already marketed themselves. They've already been proven to work. Their business alone shows that they're successful. You don't have to be It Works. You are you. You're not It Works. So when you ask, like, how many times a day is too many to post, there aren't too many posts, but you need to have quality posts, right? Like, don't
Quality over quantity, guys.
read it.
If your baseline is 3, then those 3 need to be like bomb.com.
Right.
But don't just post because you have to post. There are times where I'm just like, oh, I should post. I'm like, nope, don't be a little lazy little brat. Think about it. And something that you can do is that when you're really inspired, challenge yourself. Be like, I am so, oh my God, that post was amazing. Can I come up with another one right now for tomorrow? So then I can be lazy tomorrow because I already wrote one yesterday. When I get on a plane, y'all, like I got like 10 posts for like the week. You put me in a plane, in airplane mode, I'm just going to just drink coffee and be real inspired and set myself up for like success. You can't sleep in the middle of the night. Don't waste time. How about that? If you are, I'm sorry. I'm going to tell you something real. Unless it's a documentary about self-development, I have not watched TV since the day I joined. I am not kidding. I don't even understand what TV is. You just sit there and then you just watch the TV and then like you just still sitting there though. That's all you do. Turn it off. Do something for you. Like make a post for the next week. Like you have to kind of prioritize what's important to life and what are you doing in that? Like what are you doing? You know, it's like don't waste time. You get it one time. You don't want time to come into your life, boom, and be like, hey, this is where you have to start YOLOing. Like, no, don't waste time. You don't need to watch TV. It's not even that cool. Nothing's on TV that's really cool. I mean, the Kardashians are sometimes cool, but there's reruns. I mean, whatever. Same. Hopefully I could hear some of you guys laugh in the background.
I am, because the same ones that are like, I just don't have time for this business. They're like, they'll do the posts of like, I've watched every episode on Netflix. Like, what should I watch next? And I'm like, you've watched 189 episodes of Lost, and you don't have time for It Works. You know what I can get done in an hour with my business. Like
the only reason I know what Lost is because of Facebook. Besides that, like, what's Lost?
Don't even waste time. Overkill to post on Facebook and Instagram. Heck no. The more platforms you can keep up with, if it works for you, grow on it. Okay, first off, we know Facebook is smart and they constantly are changing their algorithms. Is this something that you feel affects your success on Facebook? How do you stay up to date on constant changes they are making? It depends on who you ask. When you come to ask me, algorithms are everything. I want to work smarter, not harder. So if I know exactly what I'm doing and I know who it's going to reach and I'm reaching the people that I need to reach, then obviously that's what I want to do. Lachelle goes live, period. Like she could go live one time in 3 days and get more out of that live than you could go make 12 posts without value and get anything out of those. Do you agree? Like,
y'all, like, go live, you don't die. Because you've seen somebody else's lives and they're still alive. It's weird. I know. Just go live. Do something. Do a DIY project or do your makeup or just put your kid on there and make them do something funny or whatever. Like you know, it's like content. You can't just be it works. And Facebook, the algorithm is weird. It's always changing. I hate doing trainings on it because it's changing so often. So it's like a training that I do this week. I'm like, okay, they just changed it again. Like, what's the point of it? But basically, be aware of your newsfeed. If you're seeing all it works people, unfollow them. If you're not seeing anybody else and you got 1,000 friends, go to the friends tab on your Facebook and start with the A's. Like, you just have to take action sometimes. I mean, today was the first, I have a huge team in Austria. They're incredible. And I have the first Austria Diamond ever is on my team. I enrolled her. And she is really smart. And she stalks the Facebook algorithm like crazy. And she started talking to me about it today. And then I went to my newsfeed. I'm like, oh my God, oh my God. Everything she said is like happening right now. And I'm like, I gotta go through what letter should I pick? I gotta go through my F's. I've just spent 2 days going through all my F's on my friends. That's just what you gotta do. You know what? That's not hard. You know what's hard? Leaving your kids, dropping off at daycare, going to work, making minimum wage. That's hard. Going through your F friends on Facebook and going and commenting and liking their stuff. That's not hard. Do it. I mean, pick your hard. Oh, are you wasting time on your phone? Yeah. Are you gonna make a lot more money than the job that you have right now? Yeah. I mean, you just got to think about it. Yeah, everything has systems. Your job has systems. You might get a new, POS system, or you might get a new computer system, or you might get a new boss or a new manager that changes systems. Things are constantly changing. So is the algorithm. It's something that you just have to keep up on. Fashion's always changing. Who knew we'd stop wearing leggings under jean skirts? Well, I remember that was cool. Like, things change. And when you know what happens, you keep up with the trends. Well, there is no difference in this business. You got to keep up with the trends of Facebook algorithm and everything, and Instagram and everything else. It's just something that comes along with the job. And you know what's not hard? You just get really strong thumbs. If you want, you can start betting on thumb wars. You'll win. We'll all win. I mean, you bet on a rap girl to win a thumb war. She's gonna win. All right, the thumbs just get strong. I do have to get off in 3 minutes, so let's do this really quick. So I don't get feedback when I do post products, but I do get feedback from my everyday posts. Will they eventually respond? Yes. People are always watching, okay? The best way to see how many people are watching is doing a video. Because if you do a video, you can see the views, and you're like, oh, all these people looked but didn't like. That's how you see how many people are watching you. Now, I love to talk about this in the beginning, because when I first joined this business, I'm not even kidding you guys, and I just posted this on my team page, I would get no likes on nothing. And I would come home from work, and I would log into my boyfriend's Facebook, and I would like my post. And I actually posted this to my team page. I was like, remember that one time 2 years ago when nobody would like my post after 2 months being involved in the business, and I would go home and like my post through my boyfriend's account, and that was the only person like my post? People were watching me. It is no different. You are creating a name for yourself. If you're brand new, you have to think about it. If you just open up a restaurant, do people just start coming to your restaurant? No. One person needs to come, and then they have to refer it to another person, and then another person, and then they refer it to 5 people, and it just starts growing and growing and growing, just like network marketing. 5 people, more 5 people, 5 people invite 5 people. Like, it just keeps growing. And so it comes with consistency. It comes with understanding that they are watching. They're just not liking it. Also understand that some of the things we post about have a lot to do with insecurities. So if you post something about stretch marks, if I had stretch marks, I'm not going to like something that shows stretch marks because I don't want anybody to know that I'm insecure about my stretch marks. So you just got to think on the other side. Would you like to post if you were insecure about your stretch marks? No, but you're looking. And it all comes down to just being consistent. Yes, they will eventually respond or not react at all and then send you a private message because you're consistent. I for real do have to get off at 9:30 though. So Amber, I'm going to give the floor to you for any other questions. I appreciate you for asking me to be on this Zoom so much. I'm sorry that we talked your guys' ear off. I hope that you guys are your cups are full. Amber, I love you. I will never forget them. And this is the last thing I want to leave with. Guys, when you finally start to attract people in, you won't even know that you're attracting people in. When sent me a message when she went presidential, so what we didn't know is that we were both looking at each other. We did not know this. This is how I actually remember this exact moment where this is what I was talking about. I'm like, this is what I'm talking about. When people are like, are people watching me? And I remember this moment. Amber was announced on a Almost Ambassador page. It's the presidential to ambassador page that I made a couple months ago when I went in presidential. When her welcome post was posted, I was the first person to comment on her post because secretly I never followed her because I didn't want her to know that I was secretly obsessed with her. But so I would just have to type her name in to go to see her Facebook. Like I was like a total like creep ex-boyfriend status, totally. But I would never follow her because I didn't want her to know that I was following her. And then I commented, I was the first one to comment because I saw that. I was like, oh my God, I've been stalking this girl for a while. She's on presidential. I'm really proud. I didn't even know she even knew who I was. All right. Like we saw each other green carpet, but like, it wasn't like anything like massive. It was just like, she saw me, she liked me a little bit. And so when she messaged me like immediately after. All I saw was like, Amber wants to connect with you. And I was like, oh my God, she wants to connect with me. And she was like, have you ever heard of a God's link? And she gave me this, like, she sent me this message that like touched my soul. And it was just like, you don't even know like what you've done for me or what I saw or and I didn't even know she even knew I existed. That's when you finally have mastered attraction. Here's the thing is I'm not trying to attract Amber into my business or anything like that. But when you finally are being seen, I'm not that cool. I'm just myself. And she just grabbed onto me and I grabbed onto her because she attracts people in and I attract people in. But we had no idea that we were seeing each other. And so you have to understand that with attraction marketing, you will grab people in and you won't even know who's watching. And you just have to wait. You just have to wait. sometimes you just have to wait a really long time to finally have them speak up. Because I didn't even know I had anything to do with anything with Amber. But apparently I've been inspiring her for a while. I didn't know that. She never said anything. But she was watching.
I was a secret stalker.
I was a secret stalker too. I was like, I totally sent her a friend request, so like, me in this training. But I was talking to her for a while because I'm like, oh, this is a really pretty girl. All the time. All right, but I really have to go because now I'm 2 minutes late. So I'm going to leave. I'm going to actually not leave, but I'm just going to, wait, I wonder if I can leave.
No, we're done. It doesn't
Okay.
get better.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much. I'm going to send her the recording as soon as it's done uploading, and I hope you guys are totally pumped.
This was fun.
Okay, it was so fun. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.